Hi, I'm Kate, the Daily Tarot Girl, and welcome to my deep dive into the Ace of Cups. So I can't wait to dive into this card with you, but before I get into it, I want to let you know that I have created a minor arcana meanings cheat sheet for you to help you in your tarot studies. So if you want to grab your free copy, I'm just going to put the link below this video. Okay, so let's dive into the Ace of Cups. This card is all about the healing power of love and acceptance, and I'm going to tell you some keywords to associate with this card. I'm going to break down all the symbols in the card, and I'm going to tell you what this card means when it shows up in your readings upright and reversed. And then at the end, I'm going to give you some really fun tarot journaling questions. Okay, so are you ready? Let's dive in. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy this video. All right, so the Ace of Cups, the card that you see on your screen is from the Rider Waite Tarot. And the Ace of Cups, because it's an ace, and this is true for all the aces in the tarot, the aces are all about new beginnings and a fresh start. There is this new burst of energy with every ace. Now, because the Ace of Cups is from the Suit of Cups, and I associate the Suit of Cups is associated with the element of water, which represents feelings, emotions, intuition, and I also associate the Suit of Cups with relationships as well. So when we talk about this ace representing new beginnings and fresh starts, oftentimes it has to do with a new relationship. So that's one thing that this card can symbolize. So some keywords to keep in mind when the Ace of Cups shows up is it can represent a new beginning in terms of a new relationship on the horizon, or an old relationship. So maybe a relationship you've been in for a while, but it's like a second honeymoon, like a new burst of enthusiasm and openness and connection in that relationship. It can also represent healing, receptivity, acceptance, new feelings being awakened, gratitude, having like an overflowing heart or having an open heart, can represent emotional flow and emotional release and all the healing potential that comes from gratitude, love, and emotional release. So let's dive into the symbols on this card. So the main symbol on the Ace of Cups is the cup itself. And the cup is a symbol of receptivity. It's holding a space. And we have the hand that is giving the cup to, it's kind of like offering the cup to us. So that hand represents an offering. Something is being offered to us. Some sort of opportunity is being offered. And then we have the dove, the peace dove. The dove symbolizes peace and love. And then we also have water, the streams of water coming out of the cup. Now, those streams of water can represent emotional flow, or I would say like an overflowing heart, a heart overflowing with feeling and emotion. Now, there's also some other interesting symbols on this card. So we have the wafer with the cross on it that the dove is carrying. And then we have the upside down M, kind of looks like a W, on the cup itself. Now, I'm embarrassed to admit that I had no idea what these symbols represented, even though I've been reading tarot for a long time. So I had to do a little bit of research. So I used this book for research, 78 Degrees of Tarot Wisdom by Rachel Pollack. And then I also used this book for research, and this is The Tarot, History, Symbolism, and Divination by Robert M. Place. So both of these are great books. Have really good, solid tarot info in them. Okay, so according to these books, the cup itself represents the Holy Grail. So we have the peace dove who is carrying the wafer in its mouth, which represents like communion, the wafer in communion. And there is that cross on that wafer to symbolize that. And then the upside down M is interesting. So the M represents Mary, as in Mother Mary, and it's upside down to signify that she is in receptive mode, receiving communion. So, and I can't remember now which book it was that said this. I think it was this one. I think it was this book, said that the cup itself is a symbol of Mary's body. Okay, so I thought that was really interesting. a little bit of symbolism background there. Okay, so let's talk about the advice and the messages that this card has. So when the Ace of Cups shows up in your reading, here's some possible meanings. So the first piece of advice that this card has for you is to practice gratitude. When you practice gratitude, it's easy to be in your heart. And the Ace of Cups is all about being in your heart, being present in that way. And the easiest way to get into your heart is to practice gratitude. So to notice and acknowledge the things that you really appreciate, the things that you're really grateful for. Another piece of advice that this card has is to choose peace and to choose healing, especially when it's offered to you. It also advises you to be open and receptive. So some of the other cards, some of the other aces, like Ace of Swords, and we haven't gotten to the Ace of Wands yet, but also the Ace of Wands, these cards are all about getting out there and taking action and doing things. They're very extroverted cards, whereas the Ace of Cups is more introverted, and it's more about being receptive and being in receptive mode. So it's not about grabbing or seizing an opportunity. It's about noticing what's offered and being able to receive. Ace of Cups, another little message or piece of advice that this card has for you is that it's time to hold a space for something. It might be holding a space for yourself and your own emotions and feelings. It might be about holding space for another person or holding space for a particular project or something like that to unfold. But it's about being present and just holding a space for something. Okay, so I believe that especially the minor arcana cards really reflect different experiences we have in our day-to-day lives. And so all the cards represent things that we will experience in day-to-day life. And we can experience the cards in a very internal way or an external way. So internally, the Ace of Cups tells you to just allow your emotions to be, allow your feelings to flow, and to be in your heart and to practice gratitude. Externally, the Ace of Cups may signify a new relationship on the horizon or a new opportunity to feel a deeper sense of love and connection with another person. If this card shows up reversed in your reading, however, it can represent emotional turmoil. Just think about that hand holding the cup full of feelings and emotions and just tipping it out. So if you feel really emotional, like you're in emotional turmoil and things are all over the place, that is like the Ace of Cups reversed. It can also represent a refusal to be peaceful. So not wanting to be peaceful or just not feeling peaceful, not being at peace. It can also represent, when it's reversed, Ace of Cups can represent rejecting someone's bid for healing and forgiveness. So maybe someone has reached out to you and they want forgiveness. They're offering, to mend the bridge, or they're wanting forgiveness, and you're just not ready. You're like, nope, I'm not ready to go there yet. Ace of Cups reversed can also signify feeling disconnected from your heart, having trouble finding healing, rejecting a love offering. So maybe someone wants a relationship and you're just like, nope, not interested. Or even not being able to make a fresh start in an existing relationship, like not being ready to heal that relationship or offer forgiveness, or being unwilling to let things go. The other thing it can represent, the reversed Ace of Cups, is struggling to find gratitude. So just having a really hard time finding things that you're thankful for or being able to appreciate things. Okay, so I have some journaling questions for you. Now, these journaling questions are going to help you connect with this card on a personal level. So, first question is, what are you most grateful for today? What or who do you most appreciate right now? And if you feel like sharing, I'd love to hear it. So you can share in the comment section below. What are you most grateful for today? And who or what do you most appreciate right now? Next question is, when you center yourself in your heart, what feelings and emotions do you encounter? And which ones want to flow and be released? What new love or healing opportunity is being presented to you right now? And how can you be more receptive right now? I think this is the hardest question because I think most of us are really good at being active and doing things, but how can you get into that receptive mode? How can you shift into that Ace of Cups mode where you're just in this state of receptivity? What does that look like for you? All right, so have fun with those journaling questions, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this video. And I'm also going to post the journaling questions in the comments section. I'll pin it at the top, so that will all be written for you. And if you're ever interested in seeing the blog post form of this video, I also do a blog post where it's kind of the written form of this video, and I'll link to that below this video as well. So thank you so much for watching.